response.
Well, Fata just took a tower hit. 1 second. Fine. He's gonna get the D1 right away, so that's exciting, but it gets taken out right away. This is like a pretty standard secret.
Yeah.
Like, this looks like a lot of what they've been doing in Fata. Level 1 arcane orb up on Nisha. Damage coming out. It is no joke. That time's not too. The higher nukes now, it does feel like, and they'll push him away. They get the ward too, and yeah, Secret Strapped is very. I think both teams got kind of the heroes that they wanted to go with, right? Because they even go for this 33 Brewmaster. We know that 9 likes the Pango, and we know that Skiter does like to play as Riki. So I feel like both teams kind of got what they wanted to, but they've got this X Factor, this Chen. This hero can always just change the way that you want to play the game, and we'll see if Mudgolems can handle the pressure of what he does usually bring with this.
Let's have a look. Do have a brief pause here, but over I mean, on the side of Mudgolems, we saw the Riki obviously in the earlier series today. I mean, this hero in general, do you think this hero is going to have a better chance in a game like this compared to when we saw Viking GG try it out in the last series?
No, not really, honestly. I feel like this hero wants to take time, and I see Chen and Furion and Chen and Nature's Prophet, and that's heroes that just won't give you time. It's also a pretty low intelligence hero, so your mana pool is always going to be low. OD he's going to be able to plop you every single time with those sanities. I expect Nisha to probably do that pretty often. If Riki he's pretty much Troll Warlord with his.
See already up top, Puppey. Again, looking onto the duo lane here from Mudgolems. So 33 is able to get the grab with the creep wave. I'll manage to take it round to a safer spot. The blocking of these camps to make sure that they don't give up lane control here on these first few waves.
I'm keeping my eye mostly on the lane because I haven't seen this matchup since changes for some of these heroes. I want to see what Nisha's able to do. He's just going for the Arcane Orb build. I feel like that's going to make it pretty hard for 9 in a few moments here. A couple, like another level or two on Nisha.
Yeah,
he's pushed 9 out a lot.
He's going to have to bring a fair bit of regen in. I mean, he's still got what sort of 3 tangos to play with, 400 gold towards the bottle. But already...
Look how much damage he put those do.
There's a lot being done here by Nisha in this lane. 9's still able to do a good job of getting in on the wave, though. Even on the CS, 6 for 3 against the 6 for 3. But yeah, this is not going to get easier for the Pango unless we do start to see some sort of movements coming. I mean, is there any sort of way they can do something about the mid lane and alleviate that pressure that's going to come out from the OD once he gets the levels on Nisha?
Probably just the 4-minute mark. If there's a rune exchange going on, maybe we'll see Biver go for the setup there, or if anything else, just a TP on the tower from something like Fata. But besides that, I think they're just gonna have to accept the fact that 9 is gonna be on his own, and he'll have to just recover afterwards. It's gonna be a little bit of a rough lane, but he's, like we said, he's getting himself a little bit of something. Yeah,
he's sure getting a little low on the HP, but now he's able to get that regen out. Bottle on his way over in the courier. Fine to play around here.
Top lane is definitely going to be the one where there's the most sacrifice. I feel like 33 is going to continuously have a tough time up here. He's either putting a 1v1 versus the Monkey King, or he has to just run at Puppey, who just manipulates the waves around. And Puppey, as you see, level 1, he's taking almost 0 experience from Matumbaman. So this Monkey King is going to have those high levels to be able to zone anybody that he's up, either of these two that he's up against.
Yeah, he's doing the best he can really against this, right? He's 33, he's just trying to grab the creep waves that he can.
Yeah.
So he's at least getting some XP and farm out of this. But as you say, just not able to of course, put any pressure onto top lane, onto the Monkey King early on.
Denied.
And I feel like 33 in this game is pretty important. Like, they have this Pango, they have this 9 Pango mid who's going to be that big team fighter for their team, but they need this Brewmaster to have an okay time. Otherwise, he can get brought down so easily, or his Brew, his Brew just gets killed. There is a lot of physical damage that's going to be coming out from it. Side with the King.
Well, 10 seconds to the rune spawn, and already we see the move coming in from Secret. It's YapzOr. He's going to be in position to mark the bottom rune, and yeah, they're not going to quite be able to get here in time. It looks like Mudgolems. Even if they did YapzOr, he's able to get that rune, and yeah, no refill for Biver, so he's just down to a fairy fire now.
Nice, like even more difficult. So he's gonna go back all the way to base to get the mana up, and Nisha gonna have a full level advantage out of that. So all 3 cores have really solid time right now on the side of Biver.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
To jump in onto
Radiant's
33
courier
off
has
the
been
mark,
killed.
goes over towards Biver, maybe some good micro. Keep Biver control. Puppey trying to do his best with the creeps, and it looks to be good enough. Again, just continuing to block up this attempted escape from Biver. That will set up the first blood for Matumbaman. Over towards
Dire's
mid.
top tower is under attack.
He has managed to ship himself out of south, so again, just having to go through so much regen to withstand staying in this area against Nisha. You see it now, 27-11 against the 18-3, and it really is getting hard. Nisha just a few hundred gold away from having this rush complete.
And we see he's going for this max Astro build, so he'll be able to set up his own Meteor Hammer plays for himself too if he does do that. Great start here for Secret. Already a 2k advantage just for up lane setups from how much they're just able to farm. Zai not under pressure when he has the backup of YapzOr always near him. And yeah, mid lane, as we've said multiple times, same thing with top. They've just got a nice firm grasp of this.
Oh yeah, 2k advantage across the board. But well, once the Meteor Hammer's out, you've got to be so careful. I mean, any of these sort of swashbuckles into an Astral and a Hammer. Nisha,
amazing what you found laying on.
Nine's not too careful.
It's so value really for Nisha too, because on top of the stats that it gives you, which is always one of the big reasons, and the Astral combo, now you can threaten the tower. They have another tower pusher, so this mid, it's gonna start getting threatened by an OD. Like they're already starting to ping it. Rubick, we see he pings and he's like, oh god, there's a meteor. Our catapult wave is dead. We're gonna have to start doing something.
Go 9.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So we'll manage to make it out. Be able to hit 6 off this wave. To play aggressively. TP will now come in over towards the mid lane. And this time of guard, both supports moving in. Nisha here, rolling Dota. They'll have the control to do so. Nisha goes down. A very, very needed move there from Mudgolems to bring the supports in to try and slow Nisha's game down, and they'll be able to do it.
And they'll pause it in his face. Nice move by Biver. I like the patience from him. He stayed there for a good 20 seconds just waiting for the opportunity, waiting for that Astral to go out. 9 kind of baits it with jumping forward, and they get a good setup. Much needed for 9 to get back into the game.
Very skill to get there for Mudgolems. Once more, again, the bait. I mean, Nisha, you know, he feels strong, right? He's got this early item finish, and it doesn't... He's not quite prepared for probably both supports to come in. You know, sure, he sort of sees one of them heading over, but the instant TP over into the trees, and with 6 being hit, combo is there, and that dream spot to ever find a hero in that mid lane around these stairs as the Pango. No escape from that ultimate.
And no way to counter gank it or anything either, so they just keep pressuring their lanes. It's got about 18 seconds. Great move. Still 33, really suffering. You know, he's only level 4 on this Brewmaster up top, while we look at Zai, 5.5. He's having a much better time on this off lane. And they're going to be able to use that, as we said. They're going to look to set the tempo. And the one good thing I do see for Mudgolems, at least besides having, you know, Pango, who's going to help defend those towers when he's set up on them with his Rollinger, is they do have pretty decent deep push, right? Between the Grimstroke and the Rubick, they should be able to slow down a little bit of those pushes start coming out. But you have to expect Secret. They're going to look to start making surrounding plays pretty early on, once they hit the MP6 in particular.
Yeah, and I like the build-up here from Matumbaman on the Monkey King this game. I mean, of course, we're very used to sort of seeing the Ags being rushed, but going for that Maelstrom first, and I wouldn't really be too surprised if you still just go for the Aghanim's after. But this sort of build-up, I mean, I've seen this in games, and it's incredibly disruptive. You know, it's no longer sort of you rush the Ags and then you turn up, and sure, you can farm quickly. Just having that Maelstrom first in the build-up just gets so much more done, and it just speeds up the pace of your next time, if it is going to be that Ags. And if he gets away with a good timing on it, which so far he hasn't been interrupted at all in this laning phase.
Yeah, I always like seeing the variation from player to player.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of, especially when like OG was playing it in, I mean, this is quite a long time ago again, but when they were the ones popularizing it like 4 or 5 months ago when we were at the Omega League and all that, they were the only ones doing Aghanim. Everyone else was doing stuff. People all still have their various ways of looking at it.
She's 33. 5 right now. His build up straight into the Ags himself.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Skiter gonna pressure Zai here. Zai will be okay. There, you can see that Secret's trying to make a move, especially top. That's why they're trying to set up a little bit onto 33s. They have the Wrath of Nature. So Zai is waiting to get in a good position to go for that. If they can look to punish anyone. He's hiding so far back. Just gonna chill out and farm a little bit here.
Skiter, yeah, he'll be happy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what this hero wants to do. So sort of in the last series, it's when the hero's sort of faced with a game that's going to end in sort of pre-30 minutes, that's when it hurts the most. You just don't have the opportunity to get these first 2 items up that are all important.
That's a nice pickup for Nisha. He got himself the fairy trinket on the OD.
All right. For the Blink next. Sure that he has that initiation and also, of course, that ability to save himself. Self-Astral and the Blink escape.
Yeah, good. They're not actually looking to force it too hard. No opportunity
Radiant's
really. They're not really
middle
trying to
tower is under
force
attack.
the issue, but if something his eye still he's hanging really far back. He's still waiting for the
Warriors of the
get out of
wood.
position to get that wrath.
Radiant's
So
bottom
far,
tower is under attack.
Mudgolems keeping those lanes in a really good spot for them to catch up in this fight. Riki catching up in the last hit. Same thing for 9. Net worth difference is still there, but they're getting themselves.
Nisha attack combo here. Quite with the timing to catch 9 and the wave back into him.
Yeah, he's just putting away so that they can't set up on him again inside that river spot. Then he just goes back to farming jungle. So a lot of just back and farming here.
I mean, which is, you know, I'm happy to see this. This is going to scale up to something pretty exciting. You know, is this Riki just going to have that power once he gets these items, or is Matu always going to be a step ahead as the Monkey King? See which carry's going to have the easier time in a game where both are given the space, get the farm early on.
Yep. Smoke coming out from Mudgolems looking to punish. They have the haste on 9, so this could look pretty good if they can actually find anyone out of position, but Secret all the way retreating.
Very deep. Yeah.
Radiant are scanning.
Miles
Very
away.
defensive position. I think they're kind of just chilling out, wanting these levels. Like YapzOr probably wanting his 6. They probably want Puppey to just be able to sit back and get his max. He does do that from time to time when they do have the chance. Picking up these first set of items before they look to make a big move. Just themselves with these.
I think understandably for Mudgolems, they're going to want to make their moves very carefully.
Radiant's bottom tower
A
is
bit of
under
pressure
attack.
onto the tier 1 tower top at least.
Yeah, 33's gotten a lot of space after he's got now the Ogre Club
Dire's
finished
top
up here on top of
tower
the
is
earth.
under
Quite a
attack.
bit more survivable for him. So Arcane Ring, so he has his mana. He has mana pool for his toolkit. YapzOr is 6 now, so he can actually set up. That's the one thing they were really lacking, is just an easy way to get into there. He's got this vendetta out there.
I will miss my reflection.
Dire's top tower
Do you
is
see
under
Secret want to try
attack.
and fight around here?
Okay, maybe. 33.
Let's see if they can burst him down before he gets the chance for the ult. Getting him low, but oh, and there comes the hammer. Sanazi's dropped to 33, no chance to get off the primal split. With that Astro, Nisha will pick up a second. Secret, they will stand up
Dire's
to
middle
hold.
tower is under attack.
And strong holds as well. Just throwing everything, making sure they burst down the brew before 33 is able to play.
Yeah, very patient manner the way they set up for that one too. It looked like maybe they weren't going to, and then just boom. Succession, they all collapsed. 9 set up from a tunnel, but left it alone now.
The clouds down, throwing Thunder to follow up. Nice, got a good angle here as well to control the Monkey King. And with that, they'll get the kill. Secret, as clean as the defense was of the tier 1, they weren't prepared for sort of as clean as a defense
Dire's
from
top
Mudgolems on their
tower
own
is under
tower.
attack.
Leaving Matumbaman behind. They weren't prepared for that punch back from Mudgolems at all.
Dire's top tower
They
is
full
falling.
out ditched him.
Radiant's
Tower will drop,
middle
and,
tower
they
is
still
under
have
attack.
33's brew split. I think Puppey does have his mech finished up, so that's one of his big things that they like to play around. He's getting close to 6, so they're gonna have good ways to counteract some of the damage that is coming in. Nisha.
Radiant's
Getting
middle
set up on
tower
here.
is under attack.
He's heading over. He's over to the high ground. They're going to try with the telekinesis with the primal split. Nisha being focused. Mech will be popped. 33's got good control here with the Earth. Ruling. Another Astral to buy some time for Nisha. See if he can get his way out of this. He's low. And they'll find him. Mudgolems.
Radiant's bottom
Some big
tower is
kills
under
there back to
attack.
back. Matumbaman
Yeah.
on the top lane and now into Nisha in the mid lane. And also just getting
Radiant
Skiter involved.
structures are
Bottom lane,
fortified.
YapzOr has been able to find in the trees, Fata. Kill the Secret will manage to take that tier 1 tower. Do have some members of Mudgolems heading down it.
I was getting some lag too. It's not just them.
Going nicely. But some big kills. And you look at this Riki,
Big
right? You know,
kills,
Skiter's sort of shot up to the top. You know, when he's sort of playing this game as the Riki and going for the Battle Fury Agonyms, if you're able to get something done once you have the 2 swords alone in your inventory, you're going to be feeling very happy. And especially
Radiant's
getting involved in a
bottom
kill
tower
like that
is under
onto
attack.
Nisha's
Bottom
OD.
tower has fallen.
I mean, if you're utilizing
Dire's
your
middle
mid and your
tower
offlane
is under
ultimate like that to
attack.
get their opposing
Dire's
4 heroes killed,
structures
it's going to be so
are
beneficial, right? Both that Pangolier ulti as well as that Brewmaster on their first usages have gotten themselves a and heading up to this mid
I'm
tower.
going to try. Astrals are now here. Nisha looking to follow up time for the Rolling Thunder. Comes in for 9. He's never disrupted it all. Comes crashing through with the stun. YapzOr will fall. Down onto 9. Force buckle off to the side. Matthew trying to choose, but no, he's going to be able to get out there or not. Astral catches him once more.
Finished.
They will finish off 9. This time Secret able to find a trade. They do, of course, lose YapzOr. Finding 9 in
Radiant's
return for
bottom
it.
tower is under attack.
Speeder him.
Straight up. Nisha. Astral still has a lot of secret around him. Wukong's commands to be dropped down by Matumbaman. Straight over was Biver. Biver trying to get out of the ultimate. Turns to get the stun. Astral's going to be able to hold back the Monkey King. And Biver's going to be able to walk away.
Regeneration.
Wow.
We're seeing
Out
Biver
of there.
making a lot of really cute plays actually just with this obviously very easily stolen spell, taking the Astral from Nisha and getting a huge amount done with it in terms of sort of saves and setups.
Yeah, it's always been looked at as a hero that's very good versus the OD.
Radiant
Now,
are
I mean,
scanning.
with this new wave of Arcane Supremacy, too, like the cast range is actually so nice. But that's sometimes a spell where the cast range can be a little iffy. But having
Dire's
some
middle
bonuses
tower is under attack.
makes it a lot easier for his position. YapzOr just constantly on the threat, immediately in vendettas as soon as 2 minutes. He gets the care of this, but he's disarmed. Can't vendetta hit him.
Just gonna have else to offer to burst through 9. 9. This game, Maelstrom. Too surprising. 33, halfway in on the Agonyms. Continue to make good progress. Still, Skiter just, he's at the top. Battle Fury's done. Not actually going to go straight for the Battle Fury into the Ags by looks of it. Wants to pick up at least the Yasha. Maybe we'll see the full Manta come out from him in this game. A little worried, I guess, of sort of potential. Silence was Zai building the
I think
Orchid?
the Zai Orchid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest that he's afraid of. It also gives him some nice stats if he does want to go for it. He's got it.
Okay. I mean, I guess if he feels that he can play in a way that he's not going to be caught, you know, he doesn't need to remove anything, any sort of debuff as such. And obviously, the sooner you are able to get that Axe online with the Battle Fury, the better the hero's going to play.
This Orchid is very impactful though for Zai. He hasn't gotten a chance to use it really just yet, but
No,
versus all 3, I mean versus everybody, of course, on the enemy side, but versus the Chorus, it's incredibly effective. The Pango and the Bruin. He can really change the tides of a fight with a good silence.
Mudgolems,
they're you know they're keeping themselves farming, but they're falling
Radiant's
further and
middle
further
tower
behind on
is
the
under
goal. The
attack.
map is starting to dwindle a little bit too.
Yeah, they really are. I mean, Skiter, he's sort of the only one keeping on track.
I am
9
mighty.
and 33.
Oh,
Quite keeping up. Done a nice little hidey hole in the trees here.
really is. Look at him.
Aware of this at all.
Fata?
Not going to look to poke a Fata. Fata trying to go for the D-Ward. Silence comes in, good stuff. The follow-up's done. Nature's Wrath comes pressing through. Isn't enough to kill Fata off. Now the Rolling Thunder's out. 9. Charging across the board. YapzOr. Find the stop, and now the Silence side comes in. Wukong's commands down. Into the boundless strike. They've caught the through, but have they got the damage? 33. Is Astral for now. continues from Wars. Matu into the trees, looks over towards Fata. Astral will finish him off from Nisha.
Of my life.
2 quick
Fade
kills and
from memory.
Zai coming in clutch with that Orchid. That little silence just stopping 33 from finding the opportunity to get the ult off. And into the trees, and he's found Matu. Matu was jumping across the tree line pretty deep. Skiter spots him out, still fighting into an advantage of numbers on the side of Secret though, so can't really chase to finish the kill. Low HP on Matu will mean that Secret do have to back up.
That was a little close there for Matu, but we see Secret all in position, ready for this fight. And even though it looks like maybe the Nyx is going to go down there, this is that thing, you know, Kyle mentioned it on the panel, to is just the way that they play around this Chen. It's the mech, the Hand of God comes out, your ultimates just get completely negated. Harpy and Puppey even denying the ward that he had placed there, just expecting it to get dewarded. Sub's real clean in this game, not looking to make too many mistakes. And they're rushing the BKBs, so in order, that's one of the ways to counter the Brewmaster split, counter the Pango ulti too. Get those 2 BKBs online for the OD and the Monkey King. You're gonna be able to stand still inside the fights a lot easier.
Yeah, that smoke screen as well.
Yeah, the smoke screen as well.
Big nightmare for these heroes to stand their ground and fight around. Top lane.
9 set up top. YapzOr.
The opening. Zai's in. Silence is there. Do have defensive Astral. And that'll buy time for another pop and swashbuckle. It's not going to save him though. So that final little right click pushing 9 over the edge. To find kills. Nisha trying to go for some bit of a sneaky split push here with the Meteor Hammer and the Blink. I mean, it'll work. You can do this from the tree line. Easily get away before anyone on Mudgolems has ever closed the gap. I mean, their best bet of ever sort of catching him doing that sort of play is through the Pango. Nisha knows with 9 out of the game, he can get away with this as much as he wants.
I mean, like we said, continuing to just grow their lead, the experience too, and their big timing is really just these BKBs. It's already looking pretty strong for them. They're continuing to apply this pressure on the map. And, I mean, I'm seeing Mudgolems hand-holding a lot. They're
Radiant's
feeling,
top tower
I'm seeing
is
them
under
feeling
attack.
the pressure right now from Secret. They've got their ults at the ready again. They're going to look to try to make something. Feels like they have to. Feels like they're starting to be a little bit too reluctant on just taking these fights. Getting out-harmed.
Getting any sort of catch top. I mean, yeah, YapzOr's in prime smoke position, yeah. Stop to this move if Mudgolems come in through the top half of this jungle. Really want to try and find something, but Secret, they're a little too aware of what could be happening. They themselves, all 5 of them in their own jungle, ready for any of these sort of moves to come in.
No heroes showing on the map. I keep seeing Zai sending his treants out to kind of scout stuff out too. So yeah, they have all the information in the world. They knew that they're clumped. Now they're gathering around their bounty. Nisha actually jumping in aggressive.
He does. Biver's able to turn the turn of Nisha. Bounced out. Secret, they don't want to try running into the high ground. They'll back off.
The seeds of war.
His army there. They dropped real low there. Didn't want to have to blow his Hand of God. That was a little crazy there by Nisha. Especially when he doesn't have the BKB finished just yet.
Who needs a cloud?
Very close. A few hundred and the recipe will be done. Biver. You can get a grab onto Matu, but
It's close.
that's how he's screwing it now. The BKB on Matu. It's going to be rather hard to take down. Physical damage, sure they have the Riki, but it's not going to be to sort of the point where Matu's not going to get away with standing his ground, getting the Wukongs out, building up the Jingu. BKB, Monkey King, and so yeah, pretty much BKB OD is going to be very hard for Mudgolems in the fights if they do find themselves in a full 5-on-5.
And they have this triple scaling on the side of Secret, and with these BKBs, they're going to have this really strong mid-game. I'm seeing this Pango, this Brewmaster, that you want to be able to get the frequency of these ults coming out faster, you get these more successful fights. They're not able to find these opportunities. They're falling behind.
Nisha.
And it's just going to get harder and harder versus that magic immunity.
Biver. Just play with him a little bit. The Astrals against him. Smoke coming in from both 9 and Fata as they head down to join them on this bottom lane. Secret again completely prepared, entirely behind Nisha's OD here in this position.
Dire are scanning.
Then they're going to get this where that ward is placed up there from the example put on Nisha. Zai gonna go push out the top lane while the rest of his team is set up on bottom. And they smoked 9 down to try to get this wraparound. It's feeling reluctant to try to...
It's hard to go in on this.
It's hard. It's weird because like they don't have like that kind of initiation with a stun. It's very telling when they're gonna start a fight on the side of Mudgolems. Pango's gonna start rolling up. Brewmaster's gonna run in and split. It's a lot of different ways for Seek to react. And just get the know that this. Acquiring more and more farm. Puppey now I believe has a full Holy Locket too, so more heals gonna be pumped out from him. He also has more levels in Divine Favor. It's going to be counteracting a lot of the damage. On top of those BKBs with heals, it really does feel like Mudgolems is going to have a super hard time in these next fight.
So Mudgolems play is going to be the Agstone or Riki. Skiter going for the BKB next. Again, as every moment passes, Secret as a whole getting that a bit more out of the map. 9 and 33 falling further and further behind. Starts out a bit of a poke and woo! Bye-bye, what a poke.
Magus.
Chance here.
Guess that was just another fairy
Poor
tale.
supports, they get caught out of position. Secret blow them up in a second. And now Matu. Dust is out. Does come out for 9, the BKB's there. They do manage to try and get the primal split off, but Secret with these BKBs, they're just too strong. Mudgolems, they have to run, but it's 3 of them dead. Astro's going to onboard another 9. The Swashbuckle out to the side, but these orbs are too much for Nisha.
Dire's courier
As
has
it's
been
starting to look a little spooky for Mudgolems. It just seems like they can't really get anything done now.
No, and the thing is too is that the map just so quickly starts to crumble on you. How in the last few moments, as you said, like Zai, he's always just pushing up these side lanes. They don't cost a lot of power, and it's always them just forcing these waves and making the quick plays, reading the moves for Mudgolems. This is looking pretty impossible already now. They've got everything that they need to counter the Mudgolems draft now. The way that they've moved around and read the map, it's...
And there's sort of just been that whole window this game where
Radiant's top
the
tower is
Pango
under
and the Brew,
attack.
9 and 33, it's just been so hard for them to do anything with that early mid game, right? These heroes that want to be punishing ideally the cause before they even start to build the BKBs, and Secret just never gave that window of opportunity to for Mudgolems to be able to abuse.
Yeah, it's like the few that they did try to get the setup, like Secret just met them with full. They knew the moves were coming. Yeah, they needed to get, it really does feel like they needed to get much more frequency of ults, better usages of, or just actual usages of Brewmaster and Pango, just trying to find Secrets somehow, but yeah, Secret's just kind of masterclass dodging them around. And this, I mean, this lead is just starting to get ridiculous. Almost 15,000 gold lead, all the BKBs have been done now. Top of the Nature's Prophet, and even another item on top. They're gonna need some type of extremely fortunate, like, team fight where Mudgolems is able to start the fight from like the high ground or something. It's unexpected.
The full axe complete after BKB on Matu, so his farm ain't slowing down anytime soon. You know, the amount he cleans up the camps with those extra
Dire are scanning.
kings coming out. Of course, in the team fight, the damage that will be done to anyone that sort of tries to jump upon him. I mean, we saw, you know, Skiter, he's attempting to get into the action, but until that BKB's out, Zai every time is pretty much going to save that silence for him to make sure that once the Riki's in, he's not getting away. And he's going to be stuck on the front lines, and Secret are able to blow him up. Well, with some of the big spells that they do have, as you said at the start, the ult from Nisha, it's going to hurt, and we're seeing that.
Yeah. That's always gonna hurt. If Wukong's goes off and it gets cast in the fight,
he's in the
like
middle.
Brewmaster and Pango just can't go into the fight anymore. They'll get eviscerated. Rush. Mudgolems' hands around the pit. Mudgolems, I don't think the 3v2 they can't contest it.
Not interested in doing so at all. Close to the pit. just trying to do their best to get Skiter's BKB done before the next fight gets brought to them by Secret. He's just a recipe away. Should be able to have it. Still just a lot of pressure on him whilst this fight its other two cores aren't going to be able to do much when the BKBs are popped by Secret. Ideally, they've got to try and find a way to poke those charges out of them so they can find chances to just make moves with the ultimates when Secret's a little bit weaker.
Yeah, it also
Dire's
just
bottom
it
tower
feels
is
you know
under
it feels like
attack.
Skiter, he needs BKB this game, but it also just feels like it's like, man, I have to go for BKB on Riki when I went for my 2 setups. He wants to get that big damage that comes out right after this, but now he has to go for this beat. It just feels like it Skiter just probably feels bad having it, because they need him to be just absolutely killing everybody. Surround. Not two.
Come on, 9. One hit there from the orb, sort of taking them down to half HP. Silence down from side. All tries out with combo. BKBs are out. Skiter jumps in. Not quite enough damage to kill us straight up. Haven't got caught by the Puppey. Matu being focused, but he still has the BKB and the Aegis. They move in 33 with the normal split. Medium one Fata. And they get the kill. Matu getting up, he's able to turn. The sanities come crashing down. The brute force command is out. Only by looks of it going to lose Puppey. 33 coming out the split once more. Going to turn him overboard YapzOr, throwing him up into the air, but over the board to the side. Zai takes down Biver. 9 has to swashbuckle away. Matu just turning, cleaning up the split as 33 has to get out of there with the Wind Panda. See if he's able to do so. They've got that control. Nisha holding him back and boom with the boundless. 33 down and out yet again. As they just couldn't quite do it. They can't take down these heroes at once, let alone the twice. Matu getting low, but he still had the Aegis to rely on.
Radiant's top
Now
tower
18
is
to
under
5,
attack.
20k lead for Secret.
Saw the slight potential of what they were able to do. Let's say they went so far behind. That was the fight that they needed to have happen. Probably
Radiant's
it is
top
very
tower
successful.
has
They had the
fallen.
perfect setup. Great Grimstroke.
Radiant's
great
middle
soul
tower
mind,
is
on
under
both
attack.
heroes. Great Brewmaster ult, but at this point with the
Radiant's middle
Secret
tower has fallen.
Puppey pops Smack, he pops Hand of God. They still have an Aegis on Matu, and they just hold their. If this had happened earlier, we could see maybe a different story for Mudgolems. Yeah, this game just got out of hand way too fast.
Yeah, we'll see it once again here on the replay. As you say, Skiter getting the jump in, doing a fair bit to start things off.
Like, look at that. He was doing a lot of damage right there, and also on the secondary one when we're going to see up north here. Like, look, their heroes are starting to drop kind of low. Like, 9 has to buy back. Fight it
Radiant's
here.
bottom
He gets
tower
another
is
great
under attack.
lead situation, but they're just a little bit too far.
Matu just able to sidestep out, tricks the trade.
Radiant's bottom
turn
tower
things.
has fallen.
Close to the point where Mudgolems are going to have to pull off some sort of a base defense. Trying to Matu, just standing up onto Biver. Biver's gone, he's going to be out. He's not going to be here to try and help hold with the rest of his teammates.
Radiant's bottom
Begins
tower is
sieging the
under
bottom
attack.
lane. BKB now done on Nisha. See what sort of a difference that makes. See if he's able to pop in, at least commit maybe onto one of the squishier heroes to support. See if he can find some sort of action during that magic immunity. Standing their ground. Jump forward from Skiter, he's looking to try and poke something out of Nisha, but Nisha will be able to just step out to the side. Silences down from Matt, but he just moves in and bleeds down onto Fata. The racks are being taken. And when a Monkey King's as farmed as Matu is at this stage of the game, that's going to happen. A lot of damage coming out from this. He's in, and he's out. He didn't get the chance to pop the BK. They just killed him that quickly. Enters into an opening stun. 9 trying to roll his way out of this. But
Radiant's middle tower
big ult
has
comes
fallen.
dropping down from Nisha.
Radiant's middle barracks.
This one's getting messy.
Radiant's middle barracks.
And there it is, they'll
Radiant's
tap out of this one. GG is called. Secret, certainly turning up in secret fashion here with his first game.
Secret victory.
They're showing here in the DPC. 31k lead here at 31 minutes. And other than sort of what the 2 blunders, right? They let that kill up go.